Namaste students, how are you all? Hope all of you are well. Today we are going to discuss class 7 science, chapter number 4, heat and its effect. As in the previous video I had explained you about that expansion in solid, expansion in liquids. Related to that both the topics, I have given you some activity also. In the experiment we have shown that how solids expand on heating, how liquid expands on heating, and in this topic we are going to discuss about expansion in gases. After that we'll discuss about the temperature, after that we'll discuss about the thermometer, and after that we'll discuss about the scales of temperature like Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale and Kelvin scale. So first of all, let me explain you about the expansion in solid. As I have informed you, as heat is produced or heat is specially passed to the solid object, the solid objects also float or it increase their size. So that was the example of expansion in solid. In the liquid also I had informed you that if we are taking a liquid and we are boiling, so wherever the level of liquid was there when it was cool and it has rises because of the heat, so expansion in liquid. In this topic we are going to discuss about the expansion in gases, especially when we just wash our hands and as we come inside without rubbing with the handkerchief or without doing anything, you will see the water are being evaporated. So in comparison to solid and liquid, the gas expands very much. Sometimes in the classroom, if anybody is taking a perfume also, if just they have spread on their body, you will see whole classroom has been diffused because of these gases have been expanded in all over the classroom, because these gases do not have a fixed shape and size, fixed volume, so that's why they expand more than solid. Means gas expand highest in solid, liquid and gas, and solid expand lowest in solid, liquid and gas. As we have seen about the experiment that how gas expands, so you can take one activity also, that how gas expands. What you have to do, you have to just take that gas is expanding or not. What you have to do, you have to cause a noticeable expansion in gases, just like gas expand much more than solid and liquid. Even the warmth of our hand, you can see, just suppose that whenever you are taking out a bottle from refrigerator, you will see the outside particle. As you have taken out outside particle, it's whole wet, and as wherever you keep, you will see the droplets of water. As the droplet, and after touching, after drinking of water, within 1 minute or 2 minutes, you will see your hand is dried because expansion in gases. So you can take many more activities, as you know that how gas expand. Sometimes what happen in the classroom, if anybody gives the bad smell, so that time that gas also expand in every area, right? So gas expand the most in comparison to solid and liquid, and solid expand the least in comparison to solid, liquid and gas. Now we are moving towards the temperature. Have you heard the word temperature? Can anybody tell me what is temperature? Now I am telling you what is temperature. Temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness of an object. Temperature is a degree of hotness or coldness of an object. You can measure the temperature with the help of thermometer, right? That how much it is hot, how much it is cold. As for example, sometimes what happens, we get a fever, means our body get a lot of heatness, means as our body's temperature increases, so our body everywhere if you will touch it is hot, it is very much hot, it's like a fire. So what will happen, you understand that this body is hotness or this body is coldness, so you can measure this thing with the help of thermometer. So first of all, temperature, the amount of heat energy that an object has determined, if it is hot or cold. An object becomes cool when it is left at room temperature, or in a refrigerator we can feel hot or cold an object is by touching. We can only say that something is cold, warm, hot or very hot. We cannot say exactly how hot or how cold it is. For example, we can judge that a person has a fever by placing our hand on the person's forehead, but a more accurate method is needed to measure how hot the person is. Actually what happens, when we just measure that by touching the objects, yeah, this object is hot or this object is cool. As an example, if anybody has got fever, in the olden days there was no instrument or no any other tools that by which you can measure that how much hotness or coldness of the object. As for example, if I ask you that tell me how much cool is your water bottle, Can you tell me that exactly or accurately that yes sir, my water bottle is 3 degrees Celsius or 4 degrees Celsius without measuring it? Not possible. You can say, and yes, as for example, your mama cooks rice, pulse, or vegetables. While eating, you feel that it is hot because you are touching the food, right? Similarly, when we touch any other object, we get the feeling of hotness or coolness. As we touch it, it becomes hot or cool. So that time by touching you can judge it. Yes, this object is hot or this object is cool, right? So now what I want to say you is, I want to just say that is that accurate method by touching that this is hot or cool? Accurate now. Yes, you can tell that this object is hot or cold. You can tell that much only. But accurately, we need a different device. So what is temperature? Temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness. Temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness. Remember this word. What is temperature? Temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness of an object. Temperature is measured with the thermometer. Temperature is measured with the thermometer. There are generally 3 scales of thermometer. What are the scales? Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin. Can you tell me first of all what is thermometer? After getting the knowledge of thermometer, then we will move towards the Celsius scale, then we will move towards the Fahrenheit scale, and then we will move towards the Kelvin scale. Can you tell me what is thermometer? Thermometer is an instrument. It is just a tool, it is an instrument which is used to measure the temperature. Thermometer is an instrument which is used to measure the temperature, that the body is hot or cool. With the help of that instrument you can measure it. All thermometers use mainly that have some physical properties that changes uniformly with the temperature. Which you will see in this all the thermometer scales, they are having a physical property as they comes in the contact of hotness or coldness, they change, their level change, that how much hot it is, how much cool it is, it gives us the information. So generally, thermometer is an instrument which is used to measure the temperature. All thermometers use materials that have some physical, what they have? Physical property that changes uniformly with the temperature, as we have seen the thermometer. Now, liquid thermometers are the most commonly used. They are simple, inexpensive, long-lasting and accurate. The working of a liquid thermometer is based on the principle that liquid expands on heating and contracts on cooling. See, in the olden days, we were having a liquid thermometer. What is this liquid thermometer? You might have seen that your uncle or your grandfather were using that thermometer. In that thermometer, there was one liquid that was mercury. As the liquid expands on heating and liquid expands on cooling, as already I had discussed in the previous video, so that liquid of mercury you will see as they come in the contact of our body, so it expands as our body hotness or coldness. It describes that yes, it is 101 fever or 99 fever or 100 fever. It gives you the information when this instrument comes in the contact of body or an object. Means that olden days, because it was very cheap in rate, not so much, but it was not so much expensive. You can say it was just a simple, inexpensive, long lasting and accurate. This was working on the base of liquid expands on heating and contracts on cooling. As you take out the thermometer, what will happen? You will see as after you have taken or you have removed from the contact of an object, it becomes cool. It becomes all that original level. So remember, dear students, the theory of liquid expands on heating and liquid expands on cooling. Now, liquid thermometer have a long stem with the bulk at the end. Temperature are marked on the stem in the degrees. The stem has a very thin tube inside. It's called capillary tube. What you will see in that liquid thermometer, you will see there is one line just is marked with the 5 degrees, like 10 degree, 15 degree or whatsoever. You will see that there is one capillary tube. What is that capillary tube? It is a very thin tube which has a stem inside the thermometers. Take a thermometer and example it carefully. You will see a shiny liquid in the bulb and a thin thread of the same liquid inside the capillary tube in the stem. Mercury in the liquid that is normally used because it gets hot and expands fast and can be seen easily. Alcohol is the another liquid which is used in the thermometer because its freezing point is to as it when the people are living in the very cold region, just like Shimla or Karachi, means in the hilly areas, in the cool areas, you will see the alcohol is the liquid which is used in thermometer, because its freezing point is much lower than the mercury. Therefore, alcohol thermometers are useful in very cold places, but its boiling point is very low, making it unsuitable to measure very high temperature. So these were the liquid thermometers. As I have told you, there are two types of liquid thermometers. One is made up of mercury and another is made up of alcohol. Alcohol, one's melting point is very low, but its freezing point is high, as it is specially used in the cold places. As I had given you some of the examples, when you go at very high Siachi water, you may have heard about, so there the temperature are in minus, so its freezing point is high. But if we can't use in the normal that temperature which are specially used by alcohol, so that temperature we can't use in this normal house wherever we are living, but you can use that temperature, or you can use the thermometer in hilly area and the cold region areas. So there are two types of liquid thermometers. Now we will discuss about the scales of thermometer. Let me show you the structure of thermometer. You can see the structure of a thermometer. This is the bulk, this is the mercury capillary tube and the stem. This figure you can see in this bulk, that bulb we are putting in our mouth or in the shoulder, and that is the mercury. You can see that yellow color link, and this is the capillary tube where the temperature passes, and that is the stem of a thermometer. Got it? Now we will discuss about the scales of temperature. So we are now going to discuss about the scales of temperature. Temperature is commonly measured on the Celsius or Fahrenheit scales. The unit of temperature on these scales are the degree Celsius and the degree Fahrenheit respectively. For scientist purposes, the absolute or Kelvin scale of temperature is used. The unit of temperature of the scale is the Kelvin, which is also the SI unit of temperature. 1 Kelvin is equal to 1 degree Celsius. 1 Kelvin is equal to 1 degree Celsius in India. We normally use the Celsius scale of temperature. Now question is what? What are these different types of or scales of thermometer? As I have told you, there are specially 3 scales: Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin. The thermometer which we use to measure the fever, that is Fahrenheit. Got it? And especially which we use in our laboratory is Celsius. And the scientists which are using to measure the temperature, that is Kelvin. So there are 3 scales of thermometer. For scientists, they use a Kelvin. In India, as I have told you, 1 degree Celsius is equal to 1 Kelvin, means 273. 0 degree Celsius is equal to 273 Kelvin. But in India, we generally use 1 degree Celsius. What actually I want to say, if you want to compare these two things, there is one formula. 0 degree Celsius means 273 Kelvin. Okay? As we increase 1 degree Celsius, so it will be 1 plus 273 Kelvin, that is equal to 274 Kelvin. Got it? Means 1 degree Celsius is equal to 1 Kelvin. Here, as we increase the scales according to that, okay? What I want to say is that how you understand or how you think about that these temperature scales or this Celsius scale, this Fahrenheit scale, this Kelvin scale are being used and how we can judge it. Actually, all these things we will discuss in the next video, but scales of temperature, the 2 things which we are going to discuss is the lower and upper fixed point. In each and every scale we are going to discuss, so there are generally 3 scales: Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin. So if I talk about the lower and upper fixed point, a thermometer has marking on the stem to help us to read the temperature, to create a standard scale of measure the temperature. 2 fixed temperatures are used. The melting point of the pure ice is taken as the lower fixed point, and the boiling point of the pure water is taken as the upper fixed point. Means there are specially 2 fixed point, upper fixed point and lower fixed point. Means as the freezing of water in 0 degrees Celsius, they are taken as the lower fixed point, and the boiling of water, which is 100 degrees Celsius, they are taken as a upper fixed point. So in the temperature scale, means the scales of this thermometer, so they are taken 0 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius, and all these things they are divided. So each and every scale, if I talk about the Celsius scale, if I talk about the Fahrenheit scale, or if I talk about the Kelvin scale, each and every scale has some a fixed lower point and some fixed higher point, that's called upper point. So if we discuss these all the things, it will take too long. So that's why I will discuss all these 3 things: Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale and Kelvin scale. What is the lower fixed point in the Celsius scale? What is the lower fixed point in the Fahrenheit scale? What is the lower fixed point in the Kelvin scale? Similarly, what is the higher fixed point in the Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin scale? How you can use which of these thermometers are being used nowadays in the modern culture. We are using the digitally thermometer. How to understand the concept of digitally thermometer. These are all the things I will describe you in the next video. Actually, because they are a little bit long, so that's why I'm going for the next video. Rest you can see whatever I had explained you in this video. You must understand the concept. If you are having any type of doubt, please drop your doubt into the comment box section. That's all for today. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this video with your friends. Thank you.